Hello traders, good afternoon. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. Let's start. Let's look for decent trading occasions on the market. Let's look for the best trading setups. I'm sorry, but before we're gonna do this, we need to check the macro calendar. And on the macro calendar, we can see that we will have core personal consumption expenditure data in 3.5 hours, and that will be the most important data. In the meantime, overnight we had retail trade and large retailer sales from Japan, which came worse than expectations. And also I would like to show you one thing, because here yes, on Wednesday yesterday we had GDP and personal consumption expenditure prices from US, which came much better than expectations, and this helped the American dollar to climb higher. So we do have a proper buy signal on the American dollar, maybe not on the cable, because the British pound is very strong recently because of the Brexit developments, but I will talk about that a bit later. So today what is left in 3.5 hours, we'll have data from US and also from Canada. GDP from Canada. We will see how fast is the Canadian economy developing. What's gonna happen on Friday, we'll talk on Friday, but overnight remember about the CPI from Tokyo, which will be important for the Japanese yen. Let's go to the charts right now, and we start with the gold, which is not having the best situation here because the gold is trying to form a head and shoulder pattern. So we do have a left shoulder, we do have a head, and we do have a right shoulder. Everything is done inside of a flag. Flag is a negative pattern here because that's a trend correction of the main downtrend, so it is promoting a further drop. What is more, this head and shoulder pattern is happening on a horizontal resistance here, which is promoting a downswing. If you want to see this resistance, yes, it's here. So the price made a correction, stopped on the first important resistance, went higher, then lower. So this is a false breakout. Then the price creates a head and shoulder pattern. So actually I don't have good news for the buyers of gold. It seems like we will have another leg here, another downswing on this precious metal. And now euro dollar. Eurodollar broke the subtrend line, but I told you that it's okay, we can say it's like that. It shouldn't be serious. Also yesterday I told you that most probably we'll have another test of this resistance. Price tried today, but they are falling back again. What is happening here is that we also can have a head and shoulder pattern, so the same situation as on gold, but those two instruments are correlated. So we do have a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. The price, let me change the color because we already have a green resistance. Okay, so price breaking this red area can be a strong sell signal, with the potential aim on the purple support. So this is the situation on the euro dollar, but as long as we are above the purple area in the long term, the sentiment is positive. So price being above the violet area, purple area, is a positive sign, and the upswing should continue. Now Australian dollar to American dollar, where the price bounced from the midterm, actually long-term downtrend line, and from the horizontal resistance here. They set this support. What is slowly happening here is a symmetric triangle formation. So here the volatility drops, and soon we should see the breakout. So the breakout of, okay, we already have two orange lines, so let me also change the color, for example yellow. And breakout of the yellow resistance will give us a buy signal. Breakout of the blue uptrend line will give us a sell signal. So this is the situation on Australian dollar to American dollar, and according to the main trend, obviously breakout of the downside seems more likely to happen. It looks more probable in my opinion, because that's what the main trend is, and it is always more welcomed for the price to continue the trend, to continue the main trend, because that's where the money come from. Okay, the next one is the euro to Swiss franc, and that was beautiful, because we said that once the price will get there, we will have a proper sell signal, and look what is happening. So the price is having a wedge. The price bounces from the upper line of the wedge, then breaks the lower line of the wedge, bounces from the upper line of the wedge, from the horizontal resistance, and goes lower. In the meantime, we told you about this head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder breakout. That's a proper sell signal. So if you sold here, stop loss was tight, you have a great risk to reward ratio. If your stop loss was somewhere here, it is still good. So that was a proper, decent, very good sell signal, and I'm pretty maybe not sad, maybe not jealous, but I could have taken the signal. I didn't. Well, what to do? Now euro to Australian dollar. There we do have a proper buy signal. We had this breakout here. Many traders were thinking about the sell signal, which did not happen. The price, instead of that, the price went higher, broke the midterm downtrend line, broke the horizontal resistance, then used that resistance as a support, and boom. So that is a positive sentiment. We do have a buy signal, and not many things can change it. The only thing that can change the sell signal, the buy signal, is this horizontal resistance here, which was with us 2015, 2016, and now. So the price creating a bearish pattern on the yellow area will be a proper sell signal, and then for the proper sell signal we need to also break this uptrend line here, like that. Now New Zealand dollar to American dollar, where apparently the recent data and the comments from the central bank officials in New Zealand are pointing at a interest rate drop, an interest rate decline. It seems more likely to happen at the moment. So no one is actually thinking about rising interest rates in New Zealand like other countries, but people are more thinking about lowering interest rates. This is negative signal for the New Zealand dollar, and that's what is happening here. This reversal did not happen in a random place, no, because we told you about this. We had a horizontal resistance here and a correction equality patterns. This correction was the same as this one, and also this happened with double top formation, first top, second top. Second top was also kind of a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. So breakout of the neckline, maybe we'll change the color to the brown. And breakout of this neckline, come back above this uptrend line, breakout of this uptrend line. That's breakout of all those three lines is a proper sell signal. So now we do have a strong sell signal on the weekly chart. It's perfectly understandable. So if you think about selling now, that is a great option because the price is creating a shooting star. Sell here, stop loss here, and that is a really great risk to reward ratio. That can be a really great trading opportunity. Maybe a small upswing here, but then generally we should see a further drop, and maybe actually I will think about opening a position here. Because on a weekly chart it can give a proper risk to reward ratio, like 80 pips stop loss and 500 pips take profit. It's awesome trade, but maybe a smaller upswing first. So here 80 pips, but if the price would come back, let's say here, the stop loss would be 60 pips, and even by getting there you would get profit twice as big as the potential loss. So it's a great trading opportunity. British pound to American dollar, that's what we said, that the price reached the super important resistance. So this midterm downtrend line which connects recent lower lows, lower highs, which started on in May. But also in the same time we do have a horizontal resistance created by those supports, this one, this one, and this one, and this one. So 4 contacts, and only the fact that the price is there is not enough for you to sell, but the fact that the price is bouncing from this level is a significant sign to sell. I don't think that they're gonna reverse just like that. Maybe they will have a second attempt here, and the potential downswing can stop here, where we do have an uptrend line and a horizontal support here. So I would really love to see this kind of a price movement, something like that, or maybe even better, like this, like this, like this. We'll see. I'm not telling you that we have to go 10 pips or 15. It's just a matter of principle, right? Just the principle. Small downswing, upswing, another test, and a drop. We'll see what will happen here. Now American dollar to Japanese yen. Here you perfectly can see the reaction on the better GDP. So yesterday on our daily analytical report we were inside of the sideways trend here. Sideways trend was restricted with the this downtrend line and this horizontal support. The price decided to break the upper line of this formation and went higher, right? So this breakout increased the bullish momentum and allowed the price to break this horizontal resistance here. After the breakout, this horizontal resistance is being tested as a support, which is pretty good buy signal, especially that we are about to have a double test. The thing is that we are still in a correction mode, and according to the technical analysis, correction mode will end when the price will break the upper green line. So the breakout of the upper green line will be a new buy signal for the American dollar to Japanese yen. Now euro to Japanese yen, where we broke important resistance. Now we have a small retest of this line as a support, but the thing is that as long as we stay above the green area, and actually as long as we stay above the yellow support, the sentiment is still positive, and even with this kind of a false breakout, it won't be anything tragic, because this upswing is so strong that it would be even better for the price to correct it a little bit and then perform an upswing. Because after such a strong rise, it is hard to go higher and higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish days in a row. 7 bullish days in a row, which brought us 400 pips in 1 week. Well, in 2 weeks, but in 7 trading days. So after this you need to have a correction. Maybe not today, maybe it will happen tomorrow or in next 2 days, but a bit of cool down would be really appreciated. Really appreciated for the buyers. Now British pound to Swiss franc, which is British pound is trying to recover. On a daily chart, on this instrument, we created a bullish engulfing here, which is a proper buy signal. The thing is that also what we have here is a double bottom formation, but the buy signal from the double bottom formation has not been triggered yet. Let's say like this, and let's say this is the neckline of the double bottom formation. So the price getting to this checkpoint will be a buy signal, because that would activate the double bottom formation. This is the neckline of this formation. So price breaking here would be a nice buy signal. Unfortunately a short-term buy signal, because we are very close to the major resistances, so I wouldn't bet on a major reversal, but that can be an invitation for a short-term mid-term reversal. Now British pound to Japanese yen. I wanted to see the price on this resistance, but that's what I'm talking about, that only the fact that the price is on a resistance does not mean that this resistance will work. In this case the price just broke this resistance, so you need to wait for the price action. So this correction is not happening. But what about, for example, this one? Can we count, can we have the correction equality pattern here, this color here? Maybe this one will be happening, we'll see. The thing is that with the current setup, I don't know where the price has to go for the sell signal. Here, I really don't, so I won't tell you where the price has to be to have a sell signal. So if I don't know, I will just leave it. New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen. Here we had a proper correction equality pattern. So the price did not use this correction, this blue one, but used this yellow. So yellow correction here was 280 pips. Yellow correction here is 270 pips. As market is not a pharmacy, we should live with that. This rectangle showed you the place for a sell, and this is the same level. So here, boom, the price dropped below the support, and that is a proper sell signal. I wanted to see the price bouncing from here, because that would be a downtrend line here, but the price decided to go lower much faster. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. So here we can see the comeback, which is again based on the fact that in New Zealand they started to talk about lowering interest rates instead of rising them. So on Australian dollar we do have a comeback. This is this bearish correction. Some may call it a beautiful flag. I've seen better, but I've seen worse as well. This maybe won't be a false breakout, but it seems like this yellow resistance will be more important than this red. So this red can be removed. I'm sorry, I removed yellow, but no problems, I will just move red to the better place. So the price climbing back above the red area on Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar will be a proper buy signal, which will be in line with this trend and here we are waiting for the breakout, either upper line or lower line. Breakout of the upper line will bring us a proper buy signal, but still you will have to wait for the breakout of the horizontal resistance first, because we may break this line but we may stop here afterwards. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, that's what we said. We should see the breakout of the lower line, and we did. So the price created head and shoulder pattern, broke the uptrend line, and here we are with a super fresh sell signal. If you like it, it's a good trading opportunity. That is a nice sell signal. Now euro to New Zealand dollar. Euro to New Zealand dollar breaks from the sideways trend. That's a weekly chart. So we are on the highest levels in 2018, and we do have a proper buy signal on this instrument. No doubts about that. This horizontal resistance was tested here. Maybe we'll have the test as a support and then a further upswing. This scenario looks really probable. Okay. British pound to New Zealand dollar. British pound is using the strength of the British pound and the weakness of the New Zealand dollar, and we are aiming higher. So we are about to end this long-term sideways trend and start a new uptrend. So the price breaking the upper line will be a buy signal. Price breaking this horizontal resistance will be a buy signal. So it looks all good for the British pound against the New Zealand dollar. The setup looks really optimistic. Bitcoin stopped a little bit. What is this on hourly chart? It does not look good, right? Because what is happening here is that we are in a deep downtrend, and that's a flag. So downtrend, flag, downtrend. This how it looks like from the technical point of view. Sorry guys, I wish I had some good information for you, but I don't have any. Maybe we will just aim the downtrend here and have a bounce there. So I'm sorry all the hodlers that are listening to us. FTSE is going down because FTSE like the weaker pound. Pound is stronger, so FTSE, which is a British index, is going down. We are testing this horizontal support, and this can turn ugly on FTSE once this horizontal support will be broken. And it's super interesting, especially that in America, in US we have all-time highs, driven mostly by FANGs, technical companies, Amazon, Google, Apple, Alphabet actually. And but in Europe it's not happening. We do not have such good drivers of the sentiment. Here in Europe traders are struggling, and DAX is struggling as well, but is in a far better situation than FTSE, because FTSE is on a horizontal support. DAX is quite far from the horizontal support, is actually in the middle between resistance, dynamic resistance, and horizontal support. So still everything can happen here. Keep in mind at the back of your head, left shoulder head and right shoulder, this pattern can be super dangerous for the DAX and can initiate a bigger reversal. So let's recap the situation. Gold is rather in a negative territory. Euro dollar in a short term there can be a selling opportunity, but as long as we stay above the purple area there is a buy. Australian dollar to American dollar, sell. Euro Swiss franc, sell. Euro Australian dollar, buy. Long-term buy, short-term sell. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, that is super sell. Cable breakout of the red area buy, but short-term sell. American dollar, Japanese yen, long-term buy. Euro, Japanese yen, long-term buy, short-term sell. British pound, Swiss franc. When the price will get to the checkpoint, that will be a strong buy, but a short-term British pound, Japanese yen, no signal. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, sell. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, buy. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, sell. Euro to New Zealand dollar, short-term sell, long-term buy. British pound, New Zealand dollar, price getting to the checkpoint, that will be a buy. Bitcoin, that is a sell as long as we stay below the long-term downtrend line. FTSE, short, well, as long as we stay above this line, that is a buy, but breakout will be lethal and can bring us a strong sell signal. And DAX, no signal because we are in the middle between the resistance and the support. So that is the situation on the market right now. I hope you enjoyed that. And now we're gonna have a break. After that, educational webinar about the trading psychology. I hope you will all attend this webinar because in my opinion it's super important. Trading psychology is the most important thing in trading. Thanks very much guys, all the best, and see you in a half hour.